Alright, so a bunch of new games were revealed recently, and I thought, why should you waste your time checking each one separately? That's why I've gathered all the good stuff worth checking out into a single video. Everything from big AAA titles to quirky little indie games that might just surprise you. Here are 45 brand new game reveals from this month that you definitely need to know about. Armatus is a third-person roguelite shooter developed by Counterplay Games, set in the demon-infested ruins of Paris. Players wield modern firearms, celestial powers, and melee combat to battle through procedurally generated encounters. The game emphasizes replayability, supernatural lore, and a fusion of tactical gunplay with mythic abilities. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and PC. Day 1 on Game Pass.
Equipped with our best, you will forge a path through Paris, long decayed. Together, we must reach the sunless gate. When we die, we will leave this place. But you return again and again. What are you, really? And why have you come? Is this our salvation? Or is this the end?
Below is a dark, atmospheric action-adventure roguelike crafted by Capybara Games, known for their distinctive minimalist style and haunting worlds. It invites players to descend into a mysterious subterranean realm where survival hinges on exploration, patience, and precision. The game emphasizes solitude and discovery, weaving tension through its punishing combat and cryptic environments. Its release date remains to be announced, with the platform confirmed as PC. Brass Rain is a free-to-play World War II MMO FPS developed by Yarnhub Animation Studios, bringing cinematic authenticity to large-scale battles. Players fight as infantry, tank crews, bomber gunners, and naval teams across iconic theaters of war. The game emphasizes historical immersion, cooperative strategy, and Yarnhub's signature storytelling through short films tied to campaigns. Planned for early access in early 2026, it will launch on PC via Steam. Brightfall is a co-op survival roguelite developed by Darkpoint Games, set on a cursed 17th century island erased from English maps. Players gather resources, craft defenses, and fight back against living darkness, where light itself is both weapon and lifeline. The game emphasizes atmospheric exploration, teamwork, and replayable encounters steeped in supernatural lore. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will launch first on PC, followed by PS5, Xbox Series XS, and Switch 2.
As it seems, there's some beauty in here too. Just remember to stay together and awaken the lights wherever you go. The brighter, the better. If you don't, you risk becoming becoming a shadow of your former self. One last warning, lad. This place can not only change you, it can change itself.
Brokenlore Ascend is a first-person psychological horror developed by Serafini Productions, where rooftop climbers Ren and Yui confront a cursed tower haunted by the Rokurokubi. Players ascend into darkness, balancing stealth, survival, and realistic climbing mechanics against supernatural threats. The game emphasizes vertical exploration, emotional storytelling, and the descent into madness as secrets unfold. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will be available on PC and PS5.
Ren keeps worrying, hesitating, but he doesn't understand. We need this. The world needs to see us. Every grip, every breath is proof that we're more than shadows lost in the crowd. Up there, above everyone, we'll be untouchable. He fears the tower. I crave it. The steel, the wind, the silence. It's as if we're really alive. Daring us to reach it faster, to climb higher, to never look back. And I won't stop until we touch the sky.
Critterville Goes Bankrupt is a town life RPG from Penniless Games where you inherit a bankrupt dukedom. Players guide woodland critters through farming, management, and industrial revolution intrigue. The game emphasizes cozy life sim mechanics, political choices, and satirical storytelling. Release date is to be announced, with Steam listing live. Crownsworn is a gothic Metroidvania action-adventure developed by Mongoose Rodeo, drawing inspiration from atmospheric exploration and fast-paced combat. Players step into a haunting world of mystery and decay, unraveling secrets while battling relentless foes with fluid precision. The game emphasizes intricate platforming, interconnected environments, and a dark narrative steeped in lore. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will launch on PS5, PC, and Xbox. Darkwood 2 is a survival horror RPG from Icepick Lodge and Hooded Horse, set in the dying Aral Sea. Players explore deserted villages and warped forests while surviving nights filled with new horrors. The game emphasizes open-world survival, psychological tension, and choices that shape multiple endings. Release date is to be announced, with Steam and Microsoft Store listings live. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is a classic turn-based JRPG re-envisioned by Square Enix, bringing modern visuals and refined mechanics to its timeless adventure. Players journey across fragmented islands, uncovering ancient mysteries and restoring lost civilizations through exploration and strategic battles. The game emphasizes heartfelt storytelling, character growth, and a richly detailed world that honors its legendary roots. Launching on February 5th, 2026, it will be available on PS5, Xbox, PC, Switch, and Switch 2.
This is the stuff! You and me battling side by side again. Flame Splitter! There's no time to waste. Here's to one last adventure.
Drowned Lake is a fishing survival horror from Monumental Collab, published by Critical Reflex. Players investigate the disappearance of Bento while uncovering the lake's dark past and their own secrets. The game emphasizes eerie exploration, evidence-catching fishing, and psychological survival in a Lovecraftian setting. Release date is to be announced, with Steam demos and playtests available. Echo Generation 2 is a turn-based adventure RPG developed by Coco Cucumber, building on the nostalgic charm and supernatural mystery of its predecessor. Players embark on a new journey through small-town intrigue, facing bizarre creatures and uncovering hidden secrets, with a mix of strategy and exploration. The game emphasizes heartfelt storytelling, quirky characters, and a vibrant, retro-inspired world filled with danger and wonder. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will be available on PS5, PC, and Xbox Game Pass.
Once forces beyond our reality trapped me, it was a one-way ticket to a whole new world. The question isn't, what can I do to survive? But what can I do to find my way home?
Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake is a survival horror game developed by Koei Tecmo, reimagining one of the most haunting entries in the series. Players return to the cursed village where twin sisters confront restless spirits using the iconic camera obscura. The remake emphasizes atmospheric tension, chilling visuals, and modernized mechanics while preserving its deeply unsettling narrative. Launching on March 12, 2026, it will be available on PS5, Xbox, PC, and Switch 2.
Everyone's dead. Mia, no. Stay back. Run away. Mario! Fatal Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly. Remake. Finally, we're one.
Fengshen Resurgence is an action-adventure RPG developed by Jade Phoenix Studios, inspired by ancient Chinese mythology and epic storytelling. Players step into a world of gods and mortals, where legendary battles and divine powers shape the fate of kingdoms. The game emphasizes cinematic combat, rich lore, and a sweeping narrative that blends myth with modern design. Its release date is yet to be announced, with launch planned for 2026.
因诈伪而沦堕，负千里这一世。所谓亮节之国，大战激起，生灵尽瘁，参战之人神仙妖皆非我梦。人皇与天子之争，三界六道之战，所求者何物也？
Ferocious is a first-person action-adventure developed by Omen, plunging players into a mysterious prehistoric island teeming with danger and discovery. Survival depends on mastering both exploration and combat, as towering creatures and hostile environments test every instinct. The game emphasizes cinematic immersion, dynamic encounters, and a richly atmospheric world that feels alive and unpredictable. Launching on December 4th, 2025, it will be available on PC. Gate of Gates is a post-apocalyptic strategy RPG from Daikama Games, where infinite gates threaten the world. Players become guardians, assembling squads to defend shards of light against encroaching darkness. The game emphasizes tactical combat, gacha progression, and narrative exploration across gate-based missions. Release date is TBA, with a demo trailer already revealed.
그러나 우리의 시대는 종막을 향해 달려가고 있었다. 서로 죽고 죽이기를 반복하는 어리석은 인류를 심판하려는데 그것들은 갑자기 도래했다. 괜찮아. 다 잘 될 거야.
Glasshouse is a feudal punk CRPG from Flat 28 set in a lockdown apartment block at the dawn of war. Players investigate a triple murder, confront political conspiracies, and make terrible choices before flatmates do it for them. The game emphasizes turn-based combat, non-linear storytelling, and psychological survival in a noir setting. Release date is to be announced, with Steam playtests available.
Parched when each day feels already lived.
Comrade, what if I fail?
Anyone who doesn't dream in our language will be an enemy.
Why? Why did you kill them?
I can't be more than what I've been wheeled, and you know it. I will not be guilty of my hunger.
Grime 2 is a surreal action-adventure Metroidvania developed by Cloverbyte, continuing the haunting artistry of its predecessor. Players traverse grotesque landscapes, battling nightmarish foes, while absorbing their powers to evolve and survive. The game emphasizes fluid combat, intricate exploration, and a world steeped in unsettling beauty and mystery. Scheduled for release in 2025, it will be available on PC. Halo Campaign Evolved is a full remake of Halo Combat Evolved, rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5. Players return as Master Chief to battle the Covenant and uncover Halo's secrets, now with 3 new missions. The game emphasizes enhanced visuals, expanded weapons, and co-op play across split-screen and online modes. Scheduled for 2026, it will launch on PS5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S.
Halo is some kind of weapon.
What sort of weapon is it?
One with unimaginable power. Fire Team Charlie, we're on our way.
Touchdown! Hit it, Marines! Somebody go to a warthog!
The Covenant are putting up a real fight. The cartographer must be here.
Lock and roll, rock and roll!
Give them hell, Chief.
Horizon Steel Frontiers is an MMORPG developed by NCSoft in collaboration with Guerrilla Games, expanding the Horizon universe into a massively multiplayer experience. Players hunt mechanized beasts, customize their heroes, and join vast social hubs where survival and cooperation intertwine. The game emphasizes cinematic combat, shared exploration, and MMO systems layered over the series' iconic world. Its release date is still to be announced, with launch planned for mobile and PC via NCSoft's Purple platform. Inkonbini 1 Store. Many Stories is a cozy narrative sim from the Gai Industries, set in the 1990s Japan. Players guide Makoto Hayakawa as she manages a small-town convenience store and connects with its regulars. The game emphasizes nostalgic storytelling, meditative store management, and branching choices that shape everyday lives. Release date is to be announced, with launch planned for PC and mobile. Liminal Point is a psychological survival horror from Hideworks set on the fog-covered island of Ashen Point. Players guide Lyra, a former rock star, as she confronts deadly creatures and uncovers the truth behind her bandmate's disappearance. The game emphasizes cinematic exploration, combat, and puzzle-driven mystery with multiple endings. Scheduled for 2026, it will launch on PC via Steam and Epic Games Store.
Van behind.
I need to know why. Why she vanished when everything was coming together. Isn't that why you're here too?
Did you forget what happened on that night? This place remembers, and so do I. I'll be waiting, so come and find me.
Limit Zero Breakers is an anime action RPG from Vic Game Studios and NC Soft, set in the fractured floating islands of Seraphia. Players become breakers, assembling teams to battle monsters and explore dungeons in search of the archives of the gods. The game emphasizes stylish real-time combat, cooperative play, and character-driven progression. Scheduled for 2026, it will launch free-to-play on PC and mobile. Longevity Yin and Yang is a wuxia action-adventure RPG developed by 11 Games set in an alternate Ming dynasty. Players master martial arts and mythic powers, battling demons and uncovering secrets rooted in Chinese folklore. The game emphasizes fast-paced combat, grappling mechanics, and cinematic storytelling inspired by classics like Sekiro and Black Myth Wukong. Release date is TBA, with launch confirmed for PC via Steam.
管他呢，有倭人出了大价钱，咱们这买卖赔不了本儿。什么人？
看来上头的线索无误。不过此地已被贼匪占据，还需小心行事。
将老子看上的宝贝。
壁上所绘之物，似是神仙斗法。可这世上，当真有神仙吗？这巨型石像，是何人所建？
无名横妖之世人，以肉身在此，修护持之药物。有些东西不是你该拿的。 雷生发，风随雷奔，急急！
残去会。
Loulan the Cursed Sand is a top-down action RPG developed by Chili Room set along the ancient Silk Road. Players embody a skeletal warrior wielding cursed sand powers, unraveling a tragic love story tied to a lost kingdom. The game emphasizes hack-and-slash combat, puzzle solving, and atmospheric exploration inspired by Chinese mythology. Release date is TBA, with launch planned for PC and PS5. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls is a 4 vs 4 tag team fighter from Arc System Works, PlayStation Studios, and Marvel Games. Players assemble squads of iconic heroes and villains like Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine. The game emphasizes anime-styled visuals, fast-paced team battles, and competitive online play. Scheduled for 2026, it will launch on PS5 and PC. Nevergrave the Witch and the Curse is a roguelike action-adventure developed by Pocket Pair, blending magical combat with haunting exploration. Players take on the role of a cursed witch, mastering spells and uncovering secrets within ever-changing dungeons. The game emphasizes fluid platforming, strategic battles, and a darkly enchanting atmosphere filled with mystery. Launching on March 5th, 2026, it will be available on PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Octopath Traveler 0 is a turn-based JRPG developed by Square Enix, serving as a prequel to the acclaimed series. Players embark on intertwining journeys across a beautifully crafted world, each hero carrying unique skills and destinies. The game emphasizes strategic combat, rich storytelling, and the signature HD 2D art style that blends nostalgia with modern flair. Launching on December 4th, 2025, it will be available on PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, and PC.
You're finally awake!
If you can best me in battle, my technique shall be yours.
Oh, scarlet flame, blaze bright and cleanse this sacred land! Here they come! Let me see you bleed! Go down! Blood!
Wounds be healed!
How's that?
All the riches of the world are mine. Why, I'll even give you this dirty little town you so love, to do with as you please.
Power and the fear it induces is the only thing that can control people. You're a survivor of Wishvale. I will see you punished with my own 2 hands!
After losing the town, I finally understand what's truly important to me. Let's do our best to rebuild Wishvale into the place it used to be.
You said it. I'm ready when you are.
Fame is nothing more than pretense. Will you continue to grip the blade of revenge, consumed by hatred? Marvelous! Let the finale begin!
Pine Creek is a survival horror adventure from Dreadmyth Games set in 1986 under alien skies. Players explore the town, solve randomized puzzles, and evade gray aliens bent on abduction. The game emphasizes stealth, atmospheric tension, and sci-fi mystery in a retro setting. Release date is TBA, with launch planned for PC via Steam. Project G is a real-time strategy game developed by NCSoft, envisioned as a large-scale battle experience with deep tactical layers. Players command armies across vast maps, blending resource management with dynamic combat to shape the flow of war. The game emphasizes cinematic scale, strategic depth, and immersive world building designed for competitive and cooperative play. Its release date is still to be announced, with launch planned for PC.
I'm Kundun.
Do you think they even understand what you sacrificed? I am Kundun Memphis.
Raji Kaliyuga is an action-adventure game developed by Nodding Heads Games, continuing the mythological journey inspired by Indian epics. Players step into a world where divine powers and mortal struggles collide, facing new challenges rooted in ancient lore. The game emphasizes cinematic combat, rich cultural storytelling, and a visually stunning reimagining of mythic battles. Its release date is yet to be announced, with launch planned for PS5, PC, and Xbox Game Pass. Retrospace is a sci-fi immersive sim developed by the Wild Gentleman, blending retro-futuristic aesthetics with tense survival gameplay. Players navigate eerie space stations where cosmic horror meets 1960s pulp style, shaping outcomes through stealth, combat, and choice. The game emphasizes atmosphere, player freedom, and a surreal mix of nostalgia and dread. Its release date is still to be announced, with launch planned for PC. Roadside Research is a co-op simulator from Cybernetic Walrus, where aliens disguise themselves as gas station attendants. Players restock shelves, customize disguises, and study humans while hiding from government agents. The game emphasizes chaotic teamwork, sandbox comedy, and undercover survival in a roadside setting. Launching Q1 2026, it will debut in early access on PC and Xbox Series X and S with Game Pass support.
It's important to keep this place up to human standards. Otherwise, the scary ones show up. We need your help. Everyone is being called to Earth to prepare for the invasion. The mission depends on you.
Selini is a cryptic 2.5D action-adventure from Simbin, unfolding across foggy wastelands and ruined machinery. Players guide a lone replicant through deserts, forests, and seas, uncovering secrets of a dystopian world. The game emphasizes non-linear exploration, puzzle solving, and kinship among robots in a wordless narrative. Scheduled for the first quarter of 2026, it will launch on PC, Mac, Linux, and Nintendo Switch. Enchant is a next-gen MMORPG from Netmarble and Alt9 Inc., crafted by X-Lineage developers. Players will explore a vast fantasy world of enchantment, conflict, and progression, designed for large-scale online play. The game emphasizes immersive adventuring, PvE/PvP systems, and deep customization in a modern MMO framework. Release date is TBA, with teaser trailers confirming development is underway.
전지적 MMORPG Soul Enchant.
The Dropouts is a Choices Matter psychological horror from Naraven Games, set in 2004 Switzerland. Players step into Lou, a transfer student at Noirmont High where disappearances haunt the halls. The game emphasizes branching traits, afflictions, and narrative choices that shape a darkly comedic mystery. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will launch on PC, Mac OS, and Nintendo Switch.
You would never have gone like that. It makes no sense.
The other students call them the Dropouts. It's a bit heartless if you ask me. It's not like they had a choice.
The most disturbing case I witnessed? Lou Revere, for sure.
The Florist is a fixed-camera survival horror developed by Unclear Games, steeped in dread and meticulous atmosphere. You navigate the eerie town of Joycliff, solving intricate puzzles while adapting to evolving enemies that learn from your moves. Handcrafted environments and tense resource management turn every corridor into a calculated risk. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will be available on PS5 and PC. The FormIO Program is a sci-fi puzzle thriller from Deep Vector Studio, set on Jupiter's moon Io. Players embody P235, a scientist trapped in a looping day where spacecraft crash, radiation rises, and cryptic voices whisper. The game emphasizes interconnected puzzles, surreal exploration, and psychological tension in a retro-futuristic atmosphere. Scheduled for release in the first quarter of 2027, it will launch on PC via Steam.
Each day, your mission will be to release a chemical composition into the atmosphere to thicken a protective layer. The FormIO teams designed Silo to make the task fun and accessible to everyone. Silo, short for System for Incremental Logical Operation. P235, we have a problem. An autonav is crashing near your location. Each day, again. P235, we have a problem. Again. A refinery is about to explode. Each day. P235, again. Each day, a problem. Again. We have a problem. Again.
The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu is a co-op survival horror developed by Ace Team inspired by Lovecraft's novella. Players form squads of explorers in the 16th century New World, venturing from galleons into cursed jungles and underground ruins. The game emphasizes resource management, teamwork, and psychological tension as reality warps under cosmic horror. Launching summer 2026, it will release on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S with Game Pass support. The Regreening is a cozy soil punk fairy tale sim from Positive Impact Games, where players restore nature across barren wastelands. As Viri, you plant seeds, upcycle trash, and revive biomes while befriending ancient spirits. The game emphasizes relaxed exploration, ecological creativity, and folklore-inspired companionship in a hand-drawn world. Release date is TBA, with launch planned for PC via Steam. Thief VR Legacy of Shadow is a stealth adventure reimagined for virtual reality, developed by Maze Theory. Players step into the role of Magpie, a cunning thief navigating the city under the tyranny of Lord Northcrest. The game emphasizes immersive VR mechanics like sneaking, lockpicking, and evasion, paired with a narrative of relics and conspiracies. Launching December 4th, 2025, it will release on PC VR and PlayStation VR 2.
There's a job. It leads somewhere Northcrest doesn't want anyone looking. He's locked away a book there. Ancient, encoded, dangerous. Stick to the shadows. And if you get greedy, make sure you get away with it.
Takes a thief to make plans for a thief. You're learning. We're not leaving without what we came for. There's a difference between stealing gold and stealing something meant to stay buried.
Tides of Annihilation is a fantasy action-adventure developed by Eclipse Glow Games, weaving Arthurian legend into a modern apocalypse. Players guide Gwendolyn through fractured London and mythical Avalon, battling demigods and seeking the Holy Grail to save her sister. The game emphasizes hack-and-slash combat, cinematic storytelling, and multiple endings across atmospheric worlds. Release date is TBA, with launch planned for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
I almost admire him.
Tyranno! But you're one of the White King's sorceresses. You destroyed the White Lands.
That destruction is in fact salvation!
You're insane!
You know not of what you speak. Accept your defeat!
Beware! Lamarak! She's created another folded realm. I can't reach her!
We cannot cross two folded realms, but this spear can. Take the spear.
The capacity to surprise us. Not enough. Change or rectus. Even with your new ally, we end this here.
Enemy of my enemy, I lend you my strength.
We fight as one.
Tyranno Canine! You will not escape justice! Justice! There is only the King's will!
Go to hell!
Foolish night, and your foolish foe. Faced with the agony of truth, you choose the comfort of lies. Loyalty without inquiry is in itself a betrayal. Your loyalty has Condemn this man!
Valor Mortis is a first-person Souls-like developed by One More Level, set in a plague-ridden Napoleonic Europe. Players embody William, a resurrected soldier wielding supernatural powers against twisted historical figures and Napoleon's empire. The game emphasizes brutal melee combat, Metroidvania-inspired exploration, and punishing progression, where death fuels mastery. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will launch on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
This isn't war. This is damnation.
Vampire Crawlers is a roguelike deck builder dungeon crawler from Punkle, reimagining the chaos of vampire survivors. Players blitz through infested dungeons with high-speed card battles, chaining combos using reimagined classics like the Bible, Whip, and Garlic. The game emphasizes rapid progression through its turbo turn system, mixing roguelite upgrades with frantic card play. Scheduled for release in 2026, it will launch on PC and Xbox Series X and S, with day one access via Game Pass.
Get overpowered and plow through enemies, or carefully customize your abilities to control the unhinged chaos of Vampire Crawlers, the turbo wildcard from Vampire Survivors. Coming as soon as we think it's ready.
Cut, and we're done!
Zeverland is a stylized co-op zombie survival game developed by Quantum Quirks, set at the dawn of the apocalypse. Players craft, build, and explore across a vast 24 square kilometers sandbox while fending off hordes of Zeds. The game emphasizes teamwork, resource management, and quirky objectives like curing the plague or building rockets to escape. Release date is TBA, with launch planned for PC via Steam.
In this fully interactive world, you'll need to get creative if you want to survive. With a full crafting system, you can turn everyday objects into an apocalypse survival kit. Why go out for weapons when you've got weapons at home? Create a deadly arsenal with stuff you've got lying around. With a javelin, you can go medieval on a Zed without having to smell its breath. Feeling peckish? There's plenty of animals out there waiting to become meat. Turn a stick and pen into an arrow, then combine it with chloroform to get a knockout arrow. Walking is for Zeds and chumps. If you want to get around in style, use our fully modifiable vehicle system. You can give it a new coat of paint and add weapons, armor, and countless other parts to turn even the most rundown beater into a mobile fortress. Need more space? Upgrade your chassis and trailer. Tack on hydroponics, living spaces, and all sorts of other facilities to complete your big bad Zed-killing steed. So you've turned into a Zed. It's not the end of the world. Well, technically it is, but you can still go on playing. Zeds don't get hungry or thirsty, but they sure do love them some meat. And if you can't find any tasty humans, there's always other Zeds. Missing a limb? Just yoink one off all the corpses lying around. Other Zeds probably won't attack you, but human players might. If you run into an elite Zed hunter, sometimes it pays to blend in with the crowd. As a Zed, you can level up your powers and even control your fellows. All hail the new king of the Zeds. The world we've crafted measures over 600 square kilometers, with towns, villages, coasts, mountains, and countless other unique locations. You can turn an abandoned building into a mighty shelter with high walls and self-sufficient farms. Or just travel around in your RV like a true apocalypse nomad. There'll be hundreds of players trying to survive together, weathering the cold, the plague, and hordes of Zeds. You'll need to help each other out if you don't want to become Zed Chow. With everybody else dead, you and your fellow survivors will shape the future of this world together. Whether you want to rebuild civilization, find a vaccine, or just give up and embrace the chaos, the choice is yours.
Zoopunk is a 3D action-adventure RPG developed by Tai Games set decades before Fist forged in Shadowtorch. Players explore the turbulent origins of Torch City, battling mechanized threats in a dieselpunk world infused with Eastern influences. The game emphasizes online co-op for 2 to 4 players, cross-platform play, and cinematic combat against industrial oppressors. Release date is TBA, with launch confirmed for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
But I got it.
You really fixing to gamble with it?
1 for 5. It's worth a shot.
Are you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong. I'm counting on it. It's mine now. Finish him.
Give it back!
Walked right in himself, huh?
It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
What?
Huh?
On the Papa!
Right on time! Miss me?
Gotta hand it to you this time, Ray.
If Tron hadn't planned ahead and sent us as backup, you'd be done for.
Mission done? Let me take a look.
All accounted for. What's next?
It's time to save Torch City.
And that's a wrap on the 45 new game reveals from this month. Hopefully you found a few titles that caught your eye, or at least some weird ones you didn't know existed. If you liked this roundup, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future game reveals. Drop a comment below. What game are you most excited to play? I'd love to hear your picks. Thanks for watching. See you next time.